G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. We are here on the brand new expansion, the brand new patch, to witness the English take on a brand new civ. It's the Byzantines. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gorge, one of the brand new maps of Age of Empires 4, the Sultan's Ascent. Sporting in on the south side of the map in the colour yellow, playing as the English, it's Don Hardy. And the north side of the map in the colour red, playing as the Byzantines, it's Elio. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a casted game. I don't think we've casted Elio before, so if you're unfamiliar with this individual, currently sitting Conk 3. Very good. A talented player. If you can make it to Conk 3, then you're doing better than most people playing Age of Empires 4. That is for sure. And if you'd like to get Conqueror 3 one day, go ahead and hit that like button. There you go. Look at that. That was a terrible segue, but you know what? I'm good at it. I'm good at doing terrible segues. If there was anything I was good at, it would be terrible segues. Just like that time. No, I was thinking of doing like a Family Guy segue. You know, they're the best, actually, when you think about it. Family Guy segues were always amazing. They'd always pull the most random stuff. Anyway, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but have a look at this. We already got ourselves a little bit of a cistern coming down over here. We've got two coming up here just before the minute 30 mark. Not a bad little timing to be doing it as well. One thing to note, though, is we do see Elio did go into the early mining camp. So basically going for the Mido build, just with the extra 50 stone, which I kind of find interesting, because with the Mido build, you have to outlay that 50 wood for the early mining camp, which I think is kind of good in a way, because it gets it out of the way, gets it done with, you get the stone in the bank, so that you can get that cistern network going, and it also allows you to transition over a little bit earlier from these getting these villagers off stone onto another resource. And one thing to note is we've got a single villager that's just working up over on gold. Have a look at this. I don't know what kind of build order Elio's going for here, but I'm kind of liking it. 150 gold already. Still the two villagers. We don't see now a second villager's being rallied out here. Elio, what are you working with? Look at this magic coming through right now. Scout brings back a nice little set of sheep. There's nothing like getting 7 sheep on this map. I tell you what, if I got 7 sheep on this map every game, even though it's less than half, I would be happy. I would be rejoicing, dude. Every single time, and I know I mention it a lot, but every single time I play this map, I end up with like half a sheep. Like not even a full sheep, like half a sheep. I'm like, how do you even get half a sheep, Dronga? I don't know. That's how many I get. But anyway, Council Hall coming up on the other side of the map for the Don. No real surprise here. Don is notorious when it comes to his English. Very aggressive out of the blocks. We do see him beginning to add in that lumber camp. No villagers on gold, which could be indicating that he might be thinking about a second town center, I think, but Don doesn't really play second TC English, so we'll have to keep an eye on exactly what the plan is here. The alternative is that he just goes absolutely big in the feudal age. On the other side of the map, though, the Imperial Hippodrome is coming down, and we can see 156 stone in the bank. Expect to see that third cistern coming down, and there it is, being placed in, but you can see we need a little bit more stone. We will get 8 stone when we complete our cistern, and we'll get 32 when we complete our Imperial Hippodrome, but it's going to take some time before we've got those up. So it might be a little bit of a delay before that cistern or that aqueduct level 3 network comes online. A little bit of a sheep up there. Macro police. Anyway, Don Hardy, we'll check in with him and see how he's doing. I actually like the term macro police. I do really feel like I am a macro police officer. I'm always on the lookout for macro mistakes, and I'm just keeping an eye out. And if you'd like to get your own macro mistakes fixed up, make sure you check out the Patreon. If you'd like to have some coaching done for yourself, there's a membership level for that. Or if you just like to check out the coaching from the previous seasons gone by, you can do that for free. Otherwise, if you want to check out the coaching for other people in this season, well, you have to fork out a little bit for that. So go check out the Patreon. Plenty of content over there. Let's get back into the action, because Don Hardy's dropped the barracks down now. So going to be opening with a spear longbow opening here. Looking to get aggressive. Now, keep in mind when it comes to resources on the front here, we've got Byzantines with berries, woodline on the front, which is a pretty decent roll. Both the gold and the stone is up towards the back, so it makes it pretty easy for him to defend. He's only going to have to focus on this one angle of defense towards his top side of the base. And to be honest, you could probably get a wall or two up here. It might be a little bit hard to justify at this stage of the game, but it's definitely possible. And now that longbow is out. Elio's going to spot it and going to ask the question, what do I do now, boss? Well, that is going to be tough, my friend. How many more do we see? This is where we want to just kind of keep the scout right here, just to check and see. But, you know, the barracks is kind of a giveaway. When you spot this early barracks, this is very much a sign of, hey, I'm going to be playing feudal age today, so you better get ready. On top of that, we don't see a mining camp on the stone. He saw about, I think, 2 villagers on the gold, so 2 villagers on the gold. That's pretty standard feudal age stuff. All right, opening up, the horseman coming out. He's looking to try and find that longbowman. Already met with a spear, though. Unfortunate timing there for him. Don Hardy, it's not his first rodeo. He knows how this is done. Archery range comes up as well for Elyo in the back of the base. 5 minutes, not a bad little timing on this. Not falling into the Byzantine trap of taking the berries. You know, this is one of the issues that I always had with the Byzantines is I went into the early berries, and it makes sense, right? Like, you want to get your mercenaries out quickly, but it's one of those things where you're going for early mercenaries, but you're going for a resource that gathers very slowly. And of course, you're gathering a second resource, which technically means you're gathering things faster, but it's just a bit of a trap because you've got to outlay that 150 wood early as well for that mercenary house, and you only really get to use it once. So it naturally makes sense. We just avoid it, and that's exactly what we do early on as the Byzantines. And you can see, oh my god, that shotgun to the poor back of the longbowman. You can see his body's somewhat begun to merge already with the mountain. I see a foot, I see a hand, and that's all I'm going to see. It looks like it's probably going to vanish any second. Don't worry about the fight. Let's worry about the body. Where will it go? Well, never mind. We'll come back to it. Maybe it's not the body. Maybe there's a roots to something, but now the water's out on the ground. The Hippodrome has popped its triumph ability, and these longbowmen look like they are not too long for the world. The survival of the fittest. Indeed, the horsemen look to be very fit today, as they are absolutely doing work here, tanking this up, and someone has left the tap on. Look at it. Look at that. That's a real body right there. That's someone who didn't get a burial, at least not yet. Is he floating? Is he floating? Is that longbow floating? Comes out, does a little bit of a repair. Is he spending stone on this repair? It doesn't look like it. I don't think he's... Is it wood? Yeah, he's draining wood. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I paid stone for this. I shouldn't be paying wood for my repair. Come on. Come on. Anyway, no, that makes sense. It's only the keeps that you have to pay stone for it. Elyo now. Numbers have built up here. Don Artie, what's he done behind this? Oh, he's gone for a farm transition. I don't think Don wanted that fight back there. Don definitely didn't want that fight. He was just putting on pressure. He didn't think that there were going to be so many numbers coming out from Elyo. That was an impressive amount of units that we saw early on there from the Byzantine player. And now behind this, he looks to transition away from the economy focus. We can see he's picked up double broadaxe. That's going to be it. He's still got 2 vills on gold, so we'll be able to trickle in those upgrades. Expect to see wheelbarrow coming through shortly, but now pressure on the front. Donati with a handful of longbows has to pull the villagers off gold himself. Still no up. There it is. There's the wheelbarrow coming through now for him. He's got that towards the front of the base. Doesn't look like it's going to be picking up the extra little bonus on that on that research speed, but that's absolutely fine for him. He'll be happy with it. We'll check in with Don because the economies are starting to build now. Big farm economy for the Don, but he did lose a lot of early tempo by losing those units, and you might not think it makes a big difference, but in the end it will start to add up. Now those spears under pressure. We can see the archers looking to focus them down. That's all he's interested in. Using the horsemen to come in and out, trying to just keep those spearmen at the front. Don Artie knows he needs to defend it. And we see a little bit of a switch up right there. Elyo losing the sheep. Well, at least not for the moment. It's still technically his, but unfortunately the scout that was hanging out with it decided to go the way of the dodo. Wheelbarrow now coming through for the Don as well. Both of these players looking for a nice early wheelbarrow timing. 8 minutes, not too bad at all. Plenty of villagers back here, just focusing on food and wood. He is intent on making this a feudal game. But keep in mind, his economy continues to boom. The more farms he throws down, the more he scales. You've got to remember that the English have got different ways they can invest in their economy. I can go to Castle Age. I can go for a second town center. I can go for upgrades. I can go into farms. And that's exactly what he does here. He looks to go into farms, combines it a little bit with upgrades, doesn't want that full commitment. It's a big outlay when we're talking. Is that the 3rd time I've said the word outlay in this video? I'm not counting, but it just feels like I've said that a lot. Anyway, outlay. It's a lot of resources to put down for a town center. And now, underneath the English town center, the Triumph-inspired Hippodromes. Has he picked up the upgrade? I don't see the plus 20s coming through just yet. I don't think he's got it. Trapezites not yet through. Sorry, Exploratores not yet through. Trapezites is this one here for the scouts. So, does manage to get a couple of villagers, though. That's going to be 2 villagers down. He's got a 3-villager lead now coming out. I guess Don may have forgotten to make a villager somewhere. We're going to see a cute little wall coming in for Don, just protecting his villagers on that left side or on that top side. Could look to get a nice little wall across here as well. Maybe even another wall up to this stone. You know, the reality is it's so cheap to throw this down. Like, I reckon Don probably paid about 35 wood for this. You'd be talking about, you know, 42, maybe 49 wood coming in for that one. And then a little bit more on that. And it's just like, it gives you such great protection. But speaking of protection, look at this. Elyo going to be running for dear life as one of his vills has gone down. Second one also going down. Almost. Drongo calling it a little bit early. Survives on just a little bit of extra HP. It's got 20 to go. And now, chased away. The wood line has got to get moved over towards this right-hand side. And Town Center continues to berate those units. Get out of my base. Where are the units? Oh, I'm looking for the units for Elyo. He's just going into mass archer at this stage. Now, the most common thing that we see from Byzantine players, I say that as we see it all the time, it's really just Cap that we've been watching recently, is Castle Age from here. And so that would normally be, you know, Castle Age and 2 TCs. It's not always the 2 TCs, but often Castle Age is the follow-up. And you can see that he is not in a real position to go for Castle Age here. The archer numbers are starting to look good. Ranged armor is through. Don Artie, as he started picking up his upgrades just yet, doesn't look like it. No armor upgrade, no ranged attack upgrade, and that armor is going to help him out a little bit as he continues to push up the hill. And Don going to be caught out of position. This isn't good for Don. You don't want to be doing this as the English. You don't want to be losing these units out. You want to be fighting back towards your base because you need those reinforcements on the way. And we can see more reinforcements coming through now for Don, but he's losing a lot of his army out here. He's not taking much off Elyo. Elyo's having a hell of a game early on. He's able to nullify a lot of what Don is throwing down here. And how is Don going to go about dealing with that? Because he's going to need to respond. Macro mistake. The macro police are here, ladies and gentlemen. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Put yourself another lumber camp down. You can probably fit 2 in between there, Don. Get it together, son. Elyo, we'll check on you. How you doing? Lumber camps on point. Well done, Elyo. Keep it up, my friend. All right. Well, he does look like he's picked up that Exploratories upgrade. Only got the 5... only the 5 horsemen. But have a look at this. We got javelin throwers coming out. This is kind of wild, right? Archer javelin thrower combination. Like, it seems weird, but you can kill the spearmen. You can kill the longbows. Fair enough. I'll allow it. And now the javelins, he can use these guys to poke and prod. He's looking anywhere. Where are those longbows at? Oh, there they are. All right. Have one of these. Look how much damage they do. It's ridiculous, but he's got to be careful. They might get picked off here. Needs to try and mix those archers in so it avoids, or so they avoid being picked off. Spear's going to be moving forward, but when they move forward, the archer's able to snipe them out, and he realizes it's probably not wise fighting into the English defense like that. Don Hardy going with a little bit of a curious farm placement on this top side, but I'm suspecting it's probably because of this wall, so he's just thrown them down like that. We can see these ones are all connected and all make sense. Oh, Don. Oh, Don. What are we going to do with Don? Another level on the system going to be added in now. This is going to take him up to level 4. I tell you what, I do like this opening from Elyo coming out right now. It really makes sense going into like just a very quick Imperial Hippodrome, following it up with archers almost immediately, and then just using that to stabilize yourself. And now, popping the Triumph ability, going to be able to bring those spears forward, and Don losing out almost all of the spears. 4 of them remain. Low HP for majority of them, and that's going to be it. 2 spears remain. He's been able to pick them off, and now the Hippodrome horsemen will be able to run in and look to end the lives of these longbows. There's only 2 of them left that remain on the field. The spears get a couple of decent shots in there, but he's able to just to focus down the longbows, and underneath the town center is where he wants to avoid going. Ranged armor just comes through for the Don now, so it's going to put him on even terms with his opponent who just got steeled arrow. Really good timing on those upgrades. Incredible to see how well timed that was. Both players getting the respective upgrades and defensive technologies at almost identical timings. But now the javelin throwers looking to move up, looking to try and make a point in this game. Is it going to be the difference? That's the question that you got to ask, because often in this matchup, one of the big factors is going to be cavalry. Whether you can get enough cavalry onto the field to try and take down the longbows, but the javelin thrower is obviously going to do a decent job here as well. As long as you can keep those longbow numbers down, and that's exactly what he's doing. The archer numbers are still really, really good, and this is just a non-stop action game. 13 minutes and 37 seconds. Sounds like a good time to switch these ones over to income. And there it is. Look at that. The Golden Horn Tower coming through. He found a window. How did he find the window? See, this is what I don't get, man. These Byzantine players, dude. Am I switching to the Byzantines? Like, look at this. He's been pumping units this whole time. Is it just this extra 20% gather rate that he's got on every single villager? I feel like it must be, right? Because he's maintaining a decent mass. Does the right thing, pulls back at this stage of the game. Wants to fall back, wants to go back towards his base. Wait for his upgrades. You can see he's got plenty of gold in the bank. This is exactly what you want. In this situation, the most important thing for him right now, you switch this over to Dialecticus, switch this bad boy over to Dialecticus. You're going to be clicking +2. You're going to be clicking veterancy on your archers. You're going to be waiting for those upgrades to come in, and then you may fight. So then you may fight, but have a look at this. He's going to actually go for fitted leatherwork. No, bloomery. Okay, bit of an interesting one. I'll be honest, you don't have a whole lot of melee units on the field at the moment, Elyo. Am I going to call the macro police? Is that a macro mistake? It's a macro mistake. It's a macro mistake. I'm calling it. That's I mean, it could be future-proofing. Could be future-proofing. We can make that argument. Veterancy coming through on the archers. He's going to be careful engaging this early, though. But he's able to pick off a couple of villagers. Don Hardy reacting a little bit late. 4 vills go down. That's going to be a 5th one. Very nicely played. Just falls back as soon as the longbows come in. He will lose a couple of archers, though. He's got to be careful about overcommitting here. Indeed, escaping away. Manages to take out 3 of them. Don Artie now going to be thinking on the drawing board. Where do we go here? We've got villagers that have moved out to gold. 6 vills. So I think he will be looking at a castle age potentially here. The upgrades continue to come through. Look at the upgrades, but he's been caught out of position. Veterancy still not yet through. Still got a couple of seconds to go. He's got Bloomery on the way for whatever reason. But remember, we got javelin throwers throwing their javelins out here. Horseman going to be coming in from the back. Don Artie going 100% longbows, trying to snipe out the javelins. But look at this. He can't one-shot them. And as a result, the javelins continue chucking away their big damn javelins. And now he's struggling. The Horseman continuing to dish out damage. More units coming through. Varangian Guard looking to clean up out here. The Veterancy has arrived. The Veterans contract comes through as well. A little bit too many spaces in that one, I will say. But I'm not just the macro police. I'm also the grammar police. I will say that much. But the javelin's doing work. Look at this. There's 3 javelins, and they're just like casually one-shotting longbows out here. Look at these poor longbows. Almost getting one shot here from full health. And now Don, running away, heading towards his base, obviously knows that he's got to try and get an age up through, but at the same time avoid losing all these units. Varangian Guard on the field, 5 armor in the back pocket already. Only taken 2 damage a shot here. Extra attack speed now coming online. Needs to focus down the Horseman. Will do that. You can see he's about to two-shot it. Manages to get it just. And the good micro is going to be helpful here as Don, once again, falls back to a safe little position here. He's not that far behind. Only 7 villages behind. But now I'm starting to think, is this the time right here where the Byzantines are going to be looking for that second TC? It could be the time. Obviously cognizant of the English potentially aging up, but Don got to be careful. He's not got enough units to one-shot the Horseman. Now additional longbows do join the battle. You can see they got that nice little movement speed bonus. He's focusing down the archers on the back. The Varangian Guards got to be coming up. No berserking pop just yet. Outpost gets garrison. No arrow slits for it just yet. Villager's going to be forced off the gold vein. He's got enough to age up, so he can click it. It's going to take time to get there. Might have to change his mind. Maybe think about the White Tower. And now the longbowmen looking to continue making their way back. Villager goes down again. He's taken out 8 so far this game. He's trying to focus down the javelin throwers, but he's doing Buckley's damage. 7 damage against 6 armor. This is terrible for Don. He's trying to focus down the javelins, but he doesn't realize what he's going through right now. This could be game right here. A single moment in Don Artie's career. In the blink of an eye, it all flashes past him where he made the mistake on delaying the age up for a little bit more longbows, and unfortunately you can see how much he's struggling here. The javelin thrower is just able to survive, able to tank up every single shot. Don Artie just running his opponent around in circles, but getting absolutely nowhere. This is looking sad. Don Artie. Oh, he's lost villagers. Oh, he's losing villagers behind it. Good game gets called. Don Artie taps out. It's going to be another Byzantine victory. What is going on this patch? That is 3 for the Byzantines already on the board. 0 for Don Artie. Don Artie, I'm sorry. I'm giving you the beastie cutie treatment right now, but I just gotta... Damn, go check this guy out. I'll leave a link in the description of where you can watch him live. And of course, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.